All right, let me do a real quick sound check here. You guys should be able to see that. Transition that over. All right, I need to see about, I might need to move this a little bit. Pop myself up on there. Boom, now you guys can see me. Good. But I might want to move my, give me a second here. I might want to move this just, well, apparently that was not the right thing. Not that I want that any smaller than it already is, it's just that it's going to get in the way of the chat otherwise, so. Alright, I think that's fine. We're probably good there. Alright, so, what are we doing? We are doing more co-streaming, co-working, whatever you guys want to call it. I am answering questions if you guys got them. I also can hop into my system here if you guys need me to, and work on stuff. Other than that, I am kind of working in my lab environment on my other screen. Is that Tmux? No, I'm using Screen. I use Screen for everything. So the way Screen works is, if I pull this up here, hold on, is I can move between the different windows. You see the little thing lighting up at the bottom there, and that lets me know which of my different screen sessions I'm in, and then I can rename them. Like this one was my werewolf build up, and then this was Prolog Lab, and this was Cube 1. So I could change this and I can say like, this isn't really Cube 1 anymore, this is more of like a stream example, right? And then now that'll be called stream example, and then when I jump into it from, you know, whatever environment. So no, I use Screen. Tmux is similar, but I don't know all the key bindings of Tmux, so I mostly just stay over on the Screen side of things. It works fine for me. I know I was hearing that Screen isn't in all the new versions of Linux, and isn't even in the repos anymore, and that may be true. I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not. But look, whichever one you use, just get good at it, and then just remember that all you're really doing, or all I do with it, is I use it to generate a no-hup environment so that I can connect to my server from anywhere and become that user again. So what do I mean by that? Like, let's say I have some long-running process. What I'd rather do is, even when I'm local to the company, even if I'm on site, I jump into a jump box. I do all my work out of that jump box. That jump box stays persistent. I could take my laptop, disconnect, go home, reconnect from a VPN, jump back into that jump box, reestablish my screen session, and go do whatever I'm going to do. And that's actually what I do in my home lab here. This server, P01 Jump 01, that's my primary jump box, he is a server that has been there for me when I've gone to Mexico and I've traveled around, and I can always jump back into this server and do kind of whatever I want to in my home lab environment. So it ends up being a pretty nice little thing. Also, I don't really do it with this, but if I needed to, I could do port forwarding out to anywhere, and I could like watch my Grafana, I could check Ranger Cam. I can do all of those things remotely if I really wanted to. And anymore nowadays, that's not even bandwidth intensive, so that's something to do. All right, so what are we doing? Earlier, I got off because I had to go eat and then go have a meeting with somebody. If you guys aren't familiar, we've got a Discord where you can go and hang out and talk shop with other engineers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people down there hanging out right now, you know, talking shop, working through stuff. I think they're doing some lab work and stuff like that. So, you know, you guys are welcome to go hang out down there with them and find maybe other kindred spirits in this space of trying to get better at systems engineering, right? Systems administration, systems engineering, playing with Linux, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? We want to get better at doing it, making money doing this stuff. So that's what a lot of those guys are doing. All right, so what I'm doing then is in this other window that you guys can't see, I am building training for work, and I am going to be working on that. And then if you guys have questions, I will answer them or just kind of hang out. You know, it's Friday afternoon, we don't have to be working too hard. My problem is I haven't been working hard enough, so I'm just kidding. I've been working a lot, but there's just some things that take time. Some things take time to bake, and you have to work through them and stuff like that. So we're gonna play my little game up there, and then also do this other stuff at the same time. So if you guys have questions about anything, let me know. But otherwise, we are. Let me go to this one. This one will be kind of fun. I'm going to do my next one, which will be my Kubernetes checkout. Kubernetes should be fun to check out. But yeah, if you guys have questions, if you guys want to know anything about what's going on in the lab environment, I mean, look, we've got Linux Systems Administration week 6 coming up tomorrow, so I got to work on that some tonight too. If you guys want to talk about any of that stuff, or if you've got questions about that course is 100% free. I'm not ever charging anybody anything for it. So, if you want to hang out and talk about that, I can talk about that. But for right now, I am doing some training on. Actually, I need to find a good way to outlay my screen here the way that I kind of want to. Let me move this over here. Yeah, I guess I'll do it like this. So, kubectl, get nodes. How do we know that Kubernetes is working? Well, typically kubelet. It's the, chef's kiss. Let's try this. Clear the screen up over here. I know you guys can't see this, but let's do psef grep-i k3. Yep, so I've got this k3's something process running. So let's do systemctl grep-i for k3, and it looks like I probably have a process. K3s. Okay. So let's do systemctl status k3s. We'll see that running. That'll be our first step. So this one will be verify that k3s is running. Status k3s. So k3s is a lightweight Kubernetes service that you can run in lieu of kind of a more robust version, right? A more maybe engaged version. And then in here I'm going to say what information might be important to see here. Hey, Fisherman with the
30
Prime.
months. Damn.
Fisherman, I was going to raid you earlier, in fact. I was talking, and I was like, hey, I'm going to raid Fisherman, and then King Buns was like, no, he disappeared, and then he's going offline soon. And I said, all right, I won't raid him. So then I stayed on for a little while longer. So then I decided to get back on because I'm getting a lot of work done while I'm kind of co-working with you guys. So I figured I'd just kind of hop on and hang out and talk shop. And if people have questions about, I've got my notes up for the job stuff. So that's right there if anybody wants to talk about, Linux Systems Administration tasks. Those are real job board things, and if you guys want to ask about those, I get off when my kids go home from school. Okay, Fishman, that's smart. Yeah, because they kind of run around, don't they? They do a little bit of running around, so that's probably good. Oh, and then King Buns was saying he might start streaming. I said that'd be cool, man, because I don't mind getting on, doing some doing some work, and then raiding out to you guys, to kind of get people to see the different people in our community. And I told King Buns if he's gonna start streaming, one, it's funny his name is King Buns, and two, we'll have to work to get him into the alerts. Fisherman, I think you maintain that, so we'll have to work to get him in there because he's been with the community a long time, and he was talking about doing it while he's up in Vancouver. I think he's in Vancouver right now, so yeah, that would be good. So now what I'm doing is I'm co-working on a different screen and just kind of building out training of what we would check. So you want to make sure the service is on. So in my case, like systemctl, let's say I wanted to know that a service was on, I would do systemctl status of like werewolf. I think it's werewolf daemon. And then that would give me the starting of like if the thing is what I want. And then the next one, the next thing I would do is in the werewolf case, I would say systemctl cat werewolf D. And you might say, why cat? What's the cat do? Well, with systemctl, cat will show you one of if not the most important piece of all of it. What file did it use? This file right here that's in a very dark, like bluish, that file right there is the one that your system is using to update this service. So what might you read into this? Well, if it's in user lib systemd system like this one is, this one's in user lib systemd system. What I know in that is that one can be updated if I update werewolf. However, if I was using one that I had custom made, Scott custom made werewolf D starting script, and it was in etc systemd system werewolf D, the system cannot update that one. That's very important to know. So understanding which path something is in, there's a certain level of like order of operations of what's overriding, and the one that will always override is that etc systemd system. So if you write one, but then this command no longer updates, or in a newer version that I update to, this isn't the one that starts werewolf D service anymore, guess what? Now my service doesn't start anymore. So that's something to think about. You guys have to, you have to but you have to understand what your system's doing. Everything shoots and ladders. Everything's pointing to something else. But if you manually point something to something else where you have to update it, and then you trust that auto updates are going to fix things, just know that that's not going to work, right? That's not going to happen. Oh, I had up the alerts. They were cut down the free tier to only 5 streamers, unless you got to pay. So now I have to remove people that haven't streamed in a long time. Oh, I see what's happened. I had to remove people that haven't streamed in a while. Okay. Fisherman, what are we down to? Is it just like me and you and shit? I mean, I guess I wish Salty would stream some more, but what are you gonna do, man? You can't make people do it, right? And for any of you that don't know, you basically make a pittance as a streamer, unless you're like, you'd have to have a few hundred people watching you to make any real money at streaming. It's not you're not gonna retire on it or nothing, but something to think about. So yeah, you, me, and Salty are going current active. Okay. Well, we'll talk to King Buns if he starts streaming, and then we'll get him on there. I could also just, if he starts streaming, I can also just post him in there for a while until we decide that kind of stuff. All right. So between werewolf starting like this, and in this case, the service that I'm starting, I'm going to point out. So, I'm going to say, see how the service started with systemctl cat K3s. Why is it important to know that the path is etc systemd? What does that tell us? Insert horizontal line. Okay, good. What the heck is this progress? Oh, Fisherman, this is a game that was written originally in 2002. I remember when this game came out, man, years ago. It is one of the first idle, just nothing happens. Fisherman, you just watch it happen. And then it was super funny because like if I make the screen a little bigger, it has a background that looks like Windows XP. They basically, it's Windows XP behind there, like what you can probably see right here in the corner of it. Hold on, let me click in here. Right here in the, right about there in the bottom left, actually might just be off the screen, is the little bit of the red. Dude, Progress Quest is so funny because then what you would do is you would say, hey, I want to watch this in 3D mode. And when you click 3D mode, there's a little tiny little bit of shader around it. And that's what they call 3D. Oh, it's no. It's one of the original idle. Look, I'm all the way up to level 15. I started my guy earlier today. But yeah, you just keep building up and getting more and more inventory until you're encumbered. Then you go back to town and sell it for more gold. And then you update your equipment. But you never do anything. You just kind of watch it. And I'm almost to Act 1 being done. So we're in Act 1 right now. Here's all the recent quests. Deliver this tuppence, deliver this casket, exterminate the bone devils, executing a dead underage diplodocus. Oh no, I mean, it's a real RPG in that it's doing something, yes, but I find that amusing. This has been around since I was like in my early 20s, you know. I just think it's hilarious because it just keeps going, and executing a cursed mastodon. The monsters get stronger over time. You get stronger. I'm Vodarin, the Panda Man. My class is a slow poisoner, and I'm level 15. And then you'll get I just got more strength. You get more whatever, as different things. I just got a Pit Fiend seed, which is going to be sold later when my encumbrance gets too high. That's all it is. Just a thing. I know I'm delivering a planter box right now as one of my quests. Yeah, it's just a fun little thing. It's ridiculous, right? It's like anything. It's just ridiculous. All right. So Kubernetes. I'm over here checking out Kubernetes. Let's see. All right, so now I gotta go grab this and the format painter. Again, I know you guys can't see it all, but we're just kind of messing around and co-working today a little bit. Mostly just me making you guys come along while I mess with other stuff. How's it going, X-Shunyum? We are hanging out. We're not working too hard. Oh, Fisherman, if you're still around, that's the other thing is I need you guys that do AI prompts and messing stuff around. Make me a couple of, I don't know. I don't know what they would be. I guess I could do it too. I'm just so tired. I don't want to do it. I'm just kidding. But it's, there's a, I'm sure there's some kind of, little, we could make some kind of little stuff around that. We're not working too hard because I think that's hilarious. That's kind of been my motto lately. We're not working too hard. All right. Oh, let me try this real quick. We're gonna add no, just like I'm sure that would make some. I don't know what I'm asking for either. Now that I think about it, yeah. I guess I'll go mess around with some of this. Alright, get information about the nodes that are active in the cluster. kubectl get nodes -o wide. I need to know what version of Kubernetes we're using, because that's important. Or what version of kubectl are using. Yeah, Fastcom, I'm thinking like some generated images. I'm sure that's a pretty funny prompt. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll get to it. Let's see. I think I'm working on on too many things at once. Let's let me go here. Damn it. I grabbed a format painter and then I painted nothing. It's terrible. Alright. Get information on the nodes that are active in the cluster. want IPs. Want IPs and insert horizontal line. So many horizontal lines. Yeah, Ekshunya. Yeah, I think people should hang out down there. I think anytime people are down there working on stuff, I think that's awesome. I would hang out down there too, except one of the reasons I've been staying out of those groups is I don't want to muddy up and muck around with what other people are doing. Those are set groups. People are picking those times and stuff like that. I'm gonna figure out another way to get people access to do events. Maybe I'll have some group in between our regular users and our Prolog users. Maybe we'll have like our Prolog sysadmins or something. Once people finish this course, that'll be like our entry level guys, and then those people will probably get permissions to do that, because I think that would be good. I think it would be good to have you guys be able to plan those things and get more people involved. I think that would be a good way to kind of show that people want to be the next generation of these people in here. So all right. Excuse me. As I'm still kind of getting over the allergies and such, but we're getting there. You guys know on Fridays in general we don't work too super hard. Sometimes we just kind of hang out in here. But if you guys have any questions or want to see anything, let me know. Show all the namespaces in the cluster. Get NS. So if we want to show all the namespaces in the cluster, we'll do a kubectl get NS, which will show us all the namespaces. And we're going to say check all the pods in just the cube system namespace. And that's going to be cube system is a default namespace that is always kind of there. So that's kubectl get pods -n and give the name cube system. And then in this little example that I'm doing, I will then say make a couple of lines for them to answer a little bit about so we got core DNS. Core DNS is there. You know. 74 out of 100 hit points. I'm not sure. Immediately, how's your health? Oh yeah, my health is. I'm actually pretty good. I just I've got a little bit of lingering cough. Also, I think Phoenix only got to. It's 68 right now, but I think Phoenix only got to like 72 degrees today, so it was way, way, way less than it has been. I mean, it was on the a week ago. Just a week ago, we were at 114 still, and today we had a nice storm all night. And then there. Let me check this AI stuff. That looks like Queso. You guys know who Queso is? Kind of this popular streamer that's at night that does a lot of yelling, and he does a lot of horror games. So I'll actually hop in his channel sometime. He'll have 56,000 people in there. Sometimes it's wild. That guy's insanely popular, and I had read, like, I'm not super concerned with like streamers that are content creators. That's not really a thing that I'm in any way concerned with. But somebody was saying that he got really popular on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, it sounds like a good plan, I guess, for the youngins. I don't think he's that young. I think he's probably early 30s if I had to guess. But anyways, that guy's always running around doing stuff. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, that guy looks more like Queso. I'm going to pull this other one out and say, check this command that is similar. What do you think the pod DNS internal Oh, did you do another one? Yeah, Progress Quest is just a funny little thing that I don't know, I started playing it like 20 something. It came out 22 years ago. And then they just started updating it, I guess, about 5 years ago for people that wanted to play it again. I just think it's funny. So, okay. Where are we at? Kubernetes in this cluster, and then let's see, can you find the network ports? So I said, can you check this command, make sure you can tell the internal network range for Kubernetes in the cluster. But if not, I say, can you find the network ports that coincide with the cluster? And then I'm going to give them the commands. Oh, ops to dev. No, it's so Progress Quest, which is kind of like an idle quest. It's one of the original ones, and again, it's from like 2002. You can go look it up. It just you make a character and he just sits there and plays it. This one's been playing itself for, if I had to guess, probably close to 9 hours now. I started this morning when I was first on streaming, and I've just left it running up there. And yeah, it's just sitting there. I've moved it around on the screen from where it was, but yeah, it's just a little progress quest, something for people to hang out while they're hanging out with me and watch if they want. And am I going to execute this veteran pit fiend, or am I going to fail to a major domo executus? And am I going to head? Oh, now I'm heading to market to sell loot, so you're going to see my loot go away. All my loot's going to sell. selling, and my gold's going up right now. So it's like the stupidest. I mean, it's like any of these little games. And my encumbrance is going down because I'm selling things. And then you'll see me buy a better item. So one of my weapons, and it always highlights what changes. So you'll see in a little bit when the encumbrance goes down, I'll buy a better weapon, or van bracers or gauntlets or gambeson or Cuis or greaves or solarettes. I don't even know what solarettes are, but I have some of them. Let's see. It's what did I buy? Apparently, I couldn't afford anything at 1,036. So now I got to wait another round to get something. But then you get levels up and you buy better magic. You actually learn spells as your levels go up and stuff. So it's kind of funny. And they're all stupid names that are just generated automatically. I think it's kind of a funny game. Can you find the network ports that coincide with the cluster 4 on this device? And that is here. So yeah, all I'm doing in my other window is just building training out and just adding more and more to these labs that are just going to take people time to go through and to view things and to check stuff. And yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just building labs and hanging out. This is how Fridays are. Fridays are, we don't work hard on Fridays, right? That's what we don't do. Yeah. All right, so see how many pages I'm up to. I'm up to 14 pages right now, but I'm going to refresh this. 15. I'm at 15 pages now in my lab guide. I want this lab guide to just... So the way I'm doing this lab guide for this group and this training I'm doing, one, I'd like it to be like 30 or 40 pages. It would be awesome. But two, my lab guide is also going to be every checkout thing that they're doing for this cluster that we've built for them is going to be able to become their run book. So I was kind of talking about this earlier where it's like I'm showing them all the things they need to check to make sure that their system's healthy and doing the things that they want. But also, I'm trying to do it in such a way that I could have just... So here's the thing. I could have just built the run book and given them the run book and been like, go freaking read it. Here's the run book. But we're contractually obligated on this project to do 32 hours of training, 4 days of training. That's perfectly fine. I can do it. But what I'm going to do is as part of the handoff, I'm going to show them everything, and then I'm going to actually have them doing the labs as well. So they're going to be getting their hands on it and hopefully grokking and understanding the pieces that they're building or whatever. So, yeah. And ops to dev, we could pretend that we're at almost 4,000 gold. I don't know what we get at 4,000 gold, but if we can buy a better piece of equipment, we will. Selling all the stuff. Selling. Can hit 4,000? Not quite. All right. We're buying better equipment. Let's see what we get. We got a festoon scale mail, which is slightly better than any of the other ones. Sorry, Ops to Dev. Yeah, you missed some with ads. That's okay. Well, the fun thing about this game is it just keeps playing itself, so it doesn't really matter if you miss it. I haven't been watching it all day. I've been doing other stuff and just leaving it up there. So yeah, maybe it's amusing to some people. I don't know. I think it's hilarious. I used to just leave it up on another screen when I was younger. By the way, my interview with platform engineering went okay. There were some weird questions. Ops Dev, if you want to talk about them here, we can. If you want to post them up in the first two was what is big O notation and what is stack. That sounds like some programming crap right there. Big O notation. I've heard that before, but I'd be hard pressed to know what that is. I know what stack and heap are, but I'm not a programmer, so I wouldn't know what to do with them. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what they were looking for. They were looking for somebody that would just stand up and tell them. I don't know what big O notation is. I don't know what stack heap is. I'm just gonna write some bash scripts that'll do whatever it is that I need as inefficiently as possible. So, oh, you answered all the networks questions? Nice. Nice. MT. Oh, is that what they asked you about? And did you tell them, yeah, well, whatever your maximum transmission unit is, you've got to chop and TLS encryption? Nice. Yeah, OpsDev, I mean, you're under no obligation to, but if you want to write any of that stuff up, like questions you saw or any of that stuff up, I'm sure the guys would love it down the Discord. I mean, you don't have to, but anything like that you do is always appreciated because I think like and hopefully hopefully you get the job, right? I mean that's the real goal here for you to get the job. But and it's internal. Okay. Man, I should have my brother Tommy came and talked to you guys before about like data analytics and stuff. And man, my brother Tommy tried. He was a manager at his company and he was doing all this stuff for years. And then they probably passed him over 5 or 6 times. He got his bachelor's degree in network communication management. They passed him over. He went and learned SQL and all these other things, and they were like, no, we want to hire this guy's dad. So they were always hiring all this shit. Yeah, I thought that was the big O. Yeah, I thought it was the O of N or whatever it is for the how many times, like how many cycles something happens. But like, yeah, us guys on the bash side of things, I'm just happy if my shit runs. I couldn't tell you the efficiency. I could tell you that like anything you do with a program that's compiled is going to be 100 times faster than what I do, but I can just hammer out what I need really quick and it'll be a dirty script that works. Yeah, that's not something that I think like platform engineer type would know or an infrastructure engineer would know ops to dev. I wouldn't worry so much about that. But yeah, because like I just care that the thing runs correctly and doesn't have like there's 3 types of errors I care about: the syntactical errors, the runtime errors, and then the logical errors. And as long as my shit passes all 3 of those, I don't care nothing about nothing. Atticus, how's it going? And ops dev, your wife's job relocation, so you're going to move too? Okay. How is London this time of year? Is London always foggy? My everything I know about London is from watching either the BBC shows or reading the original Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's books. That's all I know. How's it going, Atticus? Yeah, I'm just I am working on some labs. I'm cleaning up and building out labs in my environment. So that's what I was doing as I started getting pulled into talking and other stuff like that. So okay. So now you live in London, UK. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, it seems like we get a lot of people from around here that are London based or whatever. It's pretty late for you guys right now, isn't it? Isn't London close to it's almost 6 here. So I gotta imagine you guys are about 11, huh? It's almost getting to the DGen hours for you guys. So, from Singapore. Wow. Oh yeah. That's a move, huh? It's got to be a lot of. I couldn't imagine that. Is that just, man? I gotta imagine that's like a couple of containers loaded with all your stuff or something. Yeah, man. Oh, Atticus, it's 2 a.m. Oh, geez. You guys are 6 hours ahead. So I'm gonna be 3 hours different when I'm in Hawaii. So I'm about a week and a half out from Hawaii. Because as of next Monday, I'll be a Monday away. Daft Duck, it's 3 a.m. there. Nice. Yeah, we're not working too hard, but we are looking at services and just looking at job stuff. That's what I had up there on my notes in case anybody wanted to talk about that. Other than that, I'm kind of co-working and just not really working super hard here. But I'm trying to get some work stuff done. So because of that, let me get back to this little thing. So I can look up all the pods. Get services. Okay. So, kubectl get services gives an IP address. kubectl get cm will give any what are those called? Config mappings, right? Yeah, config mappings. And then kubectl describe service Kubernetes will describe the Kubernetes system for me, and it'll say from here points to that. Then the IP route says if I need to get to this, point it back to there. Yeah, OpsDev, I'm not showing you what I'm typing. I'm actually co-working, so I'm on a different stream I'm on a different screen doing work, and then you guys are just kind of hanging out. If you have questions, I'll show you stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely show you stuff if I'm on a different screen. Yeah. I'm doing work, so I'm gonna be working on this stuff all night. So I've got a lot. I mean, it's one of the things about being responsible and being the guy who builds training and being the guy who hands off information to other people. Like it's a lot of. I'm doing a tremendous amount of work to get it right, because again, I'm the one who's got to stand up there for 32 hours, 4 days in front of people. I don't want to run out of material for these guys. No, we've been setting up the environment for the last 5 months. So OpsDev, what happened was if you guys have been around, the last year I was working on a contract for a customer that was a big university. And then we had a 1-year contract for me to help them rebuild their HPC team, and I did, and I trained them up and got them ready, as ready as we could make them to go. And then when they were all done and they didn't need me anymore, then I jumped onto this project. I've been on this project since about the middle of June or so. So yeah, so what are we now? About 4 months later. I've been helping build this, but I've also been the guy who was tagged to do all the training for it, which is awesome. I don't mind being in front of a classroom. I don't mind being in front of other engineers. I've been doing that my whole career, right? So yeah, I have no problem showing how this stuff all works. So so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go verify. Nope, don't want to do that. Verify. How your system going to how your system is going to route. Whoops. So IP route to get the route. CTL. Note the IP and endpoint. And so what I'm showing is what I'm putting in my training looks like this. It's funny, I changed this to stream example, and then now I immediately want to go back to my the environment I was originally using this one for, which is right here. So we'll look at all the pods, kubectl get services, and then IP adder. So on this one, the Kubernetes port or the Kubernetes service takes things that are destined for 1096.01 and is going to forward them. So watch this: kubectl describe service Kubernetes, and then the local address is going to be the 215. Yeah, so that's my local machine on 6443. So then if I do ss-ntulp grep for, don't need the -i, 6443, you'll see that my system is listening on 6443. So when something wants to send endpoint like API traffic into the cluster, the Kubernetes service is sitting there ready to forward it to my device. That's what it's doing there. So, yep. If any device needs to send anything, if any traffic needs to go to the Kubernetes service, it can. And the service Kubernetes right here, endpoints at my machine on 6443, and there it is listening on 6443. So that's what this right here is what I just built in my training, but on a different cluster, right? I'm not showing you guys the exact cluster. So anyway, so let me go grab that and make sure that that's right, and IP route to get the route, and then kubectl describe services, put the IPs in the endpoints, and then ss-ntulp grab that. All right. All that to say yes. I'll say, do you note anything else? All right. I guess I don't really need to show. I'm not going to show them how that maps with the labels. I guess I could show them how it maps. So, okay, good. That'll be. I think that lab will be good. That lab's almost 2 pages long now on checking out Kubernetes. Yeah, it's a page and a half checking out Kubernetes services. So I think that's pretty good. Considering this cluster doesn't really have Kubernetes in it. We just did Kubernetes as a demo for them. So let me take a real quick. I'm gonna take a real quick break. I'm gonna go stretch my legs out. I'm gonna grab me a drink too. I'm gonna leave one of you in charge. Excuse me. Let's leave. I don't know if Fisherman's around. Fisherman's in charge. Otherwise, you guys keep watching the game for a little bit. I'll be back here in a few. Just gonna take a walk, grab a drink. How's it looking? Did we win the game yet? Did we win the game? Oh no, we're still just playing. Crested Dwarf Voodoo Princess. We just executed her. That is funny. Alright, let me turn that back on. Let me go check my completed labs. All right, I need some help with count. I could never get a job in software right now. I could never get a job in software ever. I don't like puzzles that much. I do like puzzles. I wouldn't want to do puzzles all day. All right, let's see. Let's do my labs that are done. Network devices 1. Storage devices 2. Software modules not done. Checkout Prometheus done. Prometheus primer done. Cluster logging done. Checkout kubectl done. That's 6. I ran out of fingers. 6 done. So I'm going to go up here and say 6 are complete, and that's going to drop me to 18 in progress. Actually, hold on, we're over 24 now. I don't even know how many we have. Hold on. Now I got to go back and revamp my numbers. We got 10, 18, 27. So we got 27 now. 27. That's 21 now. All right. You guys might be surprised, having seen my work over the years. My stuff stays together very well, because I'm actually a very I can't even believe that I'm saying this about myself, but you guys would see if you saw my work. Like, I'm a very diligent engineer. I just don't care outside of work. Like, I am very much just haphazard out here and in my labs and stuff. Actually, some of my labs are really busted right now. Some of the machines have been getting hammered by people, so I got to fix some tonight too, before tomorrow. But let me see. No, I know you're not saying me directly, Mr. Couture. I'm just saying, like, I get it. Like, you would think from the outside that, like, some of my stuff could be like that. But if you guys worked with me, you'd be like, oh, this guy actually gets stuff done, and it's shocking. I know. All right. What am I doing here? I am now gonna start down in my werewolf components. I think that'll be my next part. So network is pretty good. Storage devices are pretty good. Let me do some software module stuff. So I'm gonna go to one of the nodes. I'll just go to one of the actual nodes. SU to my user. And then I'm gonna go do some of these commands, which come directly from our software components, which is module available. Okay. People just trolling the labs, or are they breaking them while they test? I'm not sure. Quartz, there's at least 2 that I think were probably done on purpose, and it's like, if you ever see, there's an old movie called Way of the Gun from early 2000s, and they say something in that always kind of stuck with me. Once is an accident, twice is gunplay. So, like, if it happens once or twice, it's probably just people messing around. If it continues to happen, then I'm going to go track down who did it and ban them. And I'm not going to say anything to anybody about it. I'm just going to do it. And, like, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's like, it's a free resource for people. But there's always 1 or 2 people that will just shit on the walls and spread it all over the place, no matter what, you know. That's just what they're going to do, so. But again, yeah, if it's once or twice, people are messing with stuff. if they're messing with the disks and causing the disks to not boot anymore, which seems to be on purpose, then yeah, that's much more malicious, and that's not something that's going to be like, oh, I was just doing it to test. That's going to be like you were being malicious. So if I go check all the servers right now, 16 and 19 are down right now, but I haven't looked at what they're down for, so I can jump into this other system here and go look. Yeah, 16 looks like it's down for that same reason, so that would be the third time that's happened. And then let's go check 19. 19's down, but I might have turned him off. So I'll turn 19 back on and see what's going on with him. Or make a shit town. Yeah. Remember, originally we were going to do a whole bunch of honeypotting with all this stuff and just like let people come in and do whatever they wanted and then just scrub out the whole environment. But this is different because I give root access. So like, I try to tell people like the back in the day when we would root servers on the internet before it was even illegal to do so, it was in bad taste and it was definitely questionable ethics, but it wasn't technically illegal yet when we used to root boxes on the internet. Nowadays, though, like the goal would be to take over a server. If somebody gives you root, like if somebody just gave me access to it, I'd be like, ugh, what is that? I don't want you to just give. If you give me access, I'm just an admin. And if I break this stuff on purpose, I'm just a shitty admin. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to do anything to earn this. I didn't have to puzzle my way in or figure out how to get past any security. I just was given access. And then I broke it and giggled. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess if that's, it gets your jollies off for some people. But yeah, I don't think these two might have just been down hard because, from normal testing. I would expect 1 or 2 a day attrition, so yeah, it's actually why we can't have nice things. But if after this course, if I assign some people to be the lab, so I'll give people a lower login to come into the werewolf system and I'll leave them in charge of fixing everything. And then they'll have the tools. I'll give them the tools to fix the things. And then they can keep, I'll worry about the uptime from them. How much can they keep the system up? So looks like 19's booting fine. 16's down hard. I might have to rebuild 16. So that's great. I got that going for me. So that's nice. Yeah, 16's in a bad state. So that's one of the ones that has had that happen to it. Again, I don't think what's happening to those boxes with the hard drives is not on purpose. I think it's definitely on purpose. So plus we're outside of the hardware, like the disk stuff was in week 3, right? So if somebody were still doing it, they'd have to be doing it on purpose. So that's just my thoughts on it, but what can I do? Hold on. Retransition to the new slides. Okay, good. You guys can see everything. 19 is coming up, but he's not all the way up yet. 16 is hard busted. So I'm gonna copy his Mac out, and then I'm gonna just blow the server away. Oh, poor server. He's lived a hard life. We're gonna try one other thing. We'll force shut him down first. We'll bring him all the way down, and then we'll turn him back up and see what's going on with him. But if I run this one more time, 19 should probably be up by now. 19 was just taking a little bit of time for the SE Linux label process. Yeah, 19's right there. Up 2 minutes. So he's up. Yeah, all the rest of the environment's the environment stayed up pretty clean. We're not tracking uptime in the environment. We probably could, but we're not tracking uptime in the environment. But we're maintaining probably over 95, probably almost right at 95% uptime on our nodes. So it's pretty okay. Pretty okay in a lab environment with multiple extra capabilities. Not very good in an actual system space, but okay. Let me see if MPICC is that version, and then okay. Let's see. Oh man. Module. Load. That one. Okay. All right. I'm working on my labs over here, so I'm not trying to ignore you guys, but um, SU to your username. Then we're gonna do we're going to. Hey Scott, so which is your building for this group or for work? Savage Skills. I am working on a training doc for my company. I have to go give some training on the 28th through the 1st or 2nd or so out in Hawaii. So I'm going to be out there giving training. And what I'm doing right now is I'm building the lab portion of it, and then I'm going to spend the next week tuning back and forth between the lab portion and the presentation portion, and just making sure that I have enough content to show these people their system and show how it works and get everything kind of working. So that's what I'm doing. Savage Skills. Nothing too terribly crazy. Nothing. Again, we're not working too hard around here. Yeah. So you guys can't see exactly what I'm doing, but I just have a little game up in the corner that's been around since I was young. Since I was in my 20s is when that game came out. And you don't play it, you just kind of watch it run. Savage Kills, you're a beginner and trying some code in your system. Yeah, Savage, aren't you working on, weren't you getting your computer science stuff? Isn't that what you were, your background, if I recall correctly? I might be mistaking you with somebody else. Oh, you're getting an RHCS. Okay. RHCS, probably with an A on the end. All right, so we load our modules. Um, we'll load some modules. And then we'll say verify modules. Oh, gotta add that and that. Oh, safety engineering. You're one of the guys that are getting out of that and going into more of the tech side of things. That's good. Yeah. I think tech is one of those things that you can get into if you are willing to work, and having a background in other types of engineering does help you getting into this type of engineering, I think. I don't know how much other people would agree with that, but like, I came from a network engineering background, and I just started doing Linux one day and looked around, and everybody was like, well, Scott seems to know what he's doing. We'll just keep him doing stuff. And then I just kind of kept being, yeah. Well, I mean, tech, I kind of feel bad, especially with, there's been a lot of layoffs, man. There's been a lot of layoffs lately. I mean, the economy, like, I mean, look, I don't like getting political, right? But I definitely will tell people, as a guy who's got an MBA and studied a whole lot of economics, the U.S., as in America, has been in a recession for 2 years. So, I mean, yeah, it's not good. It's not looking good. So, like, I'm surprised businesses have held off as long as they have, and I'm surprised some of them are doing the layoffs before an election. But there's man, the economy's not good for businesses right now. So if nobody's told you that we're in a recession for 2 years, surprise, we have been. So all right, so let's go. We got all this. I think we've got the network stuff, the storage stuff, software and modules. I need a little more, but I can show that to one of our guys on this next week. And then check out Prometheus. We got Prometheus stuff for the guys to do. That'll be good. We got the Prometheus primer, which is going to be me sending them off to do Prometheus stuff like I make you guys do. Oh, excuse me. I got to make them check out alerting, so that'll be my next little one to do. I need to add. Hold on. I need to check one more little thing here. Echo. Oops. Verify your module path. So MPICC. So one of the things I'm looking for. Oh, you guys can't really see right here, but I guess I could jump over to the Coworking Linux. Hold on, let me see what that looks like. No, I don't have it set up well. Flying Wookie, how's it going? I was looking for. I had another screen that had the Ranger cam and had all that stuff on it, and I was gonna pull up a thing called SPAC for you guys. But there's a tool out there, and I'm just gonna link it to you guys. You guys can read about it. This is one of the guys in our organization, and it's funny, sometimes you work with people and you call them by their first name and you don't even realize, or you haven't thought about it for a long time, that they're a doctor, And one of our guys is a senior research guy. He's very, very sharp, and he's got a doctorate. I think his, I don't know what his doctorate's in, actually. I should ask him one of these days. But he is one of the supporters on SPAC. So SPAC is this kind of, you can click the link if you guys want, but it's kind of an up-and-coming, it's been around a while, but I first heard about it about 4 years ago. And what it is it's a way to manage modules that's uniform across the HPC cluster. and you can give your users the ability to come up and basically go, for this session, I would like a little of this and a little of that, and they can like pull down. Like in this case, I'm loading up the GCC so it's 12.3.0 version of the GCC compiler, and then I'm like, well, I want to open MPI 4.1 because 4.1.0 is what I've tested my code with before, and there's other versions of stuff. So when you're ready to test as a researcher, when you're ready to go quick and test to a new version, or you hear like, oh hey, whatever's going to move forward, it's easier to do workflows like this, because then for any one person, it's almost like they can just, it's almost like you go to a little yogurt shop and you can pick like, okay, I'll get some of this vanilla and I'll put this on it, and then I'll put some more vanilla and I'll put this on it, and then this. Well, how the hell were they ever going to know that that's what you would have wanted to make one of those for you? But if you make them in real time, which is what SPAC allows these guys to do, they can build stuff in their cluster and run workloads and workflows without being beholden to the fact that like I have to update all the versions. I don't have to update all the versions. I can leave SPAC as it is and keep rolling new versions forward and tell you, hey, you know what, we're going to eventually remove that old version for security reasons, but you are under no obligation besides your normal testing to get to a new, stable release for yourself and your own CI/CD work or whatever as a researcher. Because researchers they're not the same type of thing as like some of you software engineers and me as like a platform guy. They're doing whatever the F they want in the environment. They're just out there. It's the wild, wild west. They got their pistols out. They're shooting in the air. So SPAC allows them to pull the modules that they need that are available in the cluster. That's literally the commands are module avail to see what's kind of going on. So play with that SPAC thing or SPAC thing if you guys are interested, because there's some really good. Again, I don't want to say emerging because it's kind of been around for a long time, but there's that. Okay, I gotta check one other thing too. I gotta go here, and then I gotta go check something on the old. Looks like I can see. Yep, okay, I can see the stream software. And I just gotta turn. Okay. Alright. Just want to check that for a second. It doesn't really matter all that much, but. Okay. So, I think I saved that, but I'll check it later. I am pulling more information so we can verify our module path and then verify our bash or all right, some simple Linux commands, which and then echo path to see what our different paths are. Oops. And then insert some horizontal lines, because that's how I'm using horizontal lines inside of a Google Doc to represent places where they can write things. And I think it worked. I think it looks fine. Okay. All right, Ops to Dev, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I know it's late for you guys over there on the other side of the pond there, so. Me, it's only 6:40 here, so that's not too late for me. But I'm gonna now, let's see. I've got one of these done, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I can call that 7. 8. We'll say 8's almost done. Okay. So I'm just keeping track of where I'm at. I'm gonna call that 8 of 27 done, and then that leaves me at 19 more to do. So 9:37 a.m. Geez. Well, that's a lot. All right. How's our little progress quest doing over there? Doing okay? Yeah, it looks like it's doing okay. Let me go check on this node. Let's see how we're gonna fix her. Let's see how we're gonna fix. Rocky 16 is hard down. I'm going to start him up. He's hard. He's all the way down, hard down. Memory released on him and everything. We're gonna see if we can get him to come back up. If this node will not come back up, then it's time for him to slide into that final good night. Yep. Yeah, he's done. All right. Let me. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna make a source for you guys here. Hold on. And we'll call this source. What are we gonna call it here? New source. And it will be xcp-ng, so you guys can see it. And it'll be this guy. And we'll put him right here for now. That looks good. What do you guys think? Does that look all right? Okay. So this scene or this source here is going to be our. We're gonna go fix this node real quick. So we're gonna go to Rocky. He's hard down. We're gonna copy his MAC just so we have it. His MAC address, because we're gonna need that here so we don't have to change anything else. And we're going to force shutdown on him. And after we force shutdown on him, we're going to kill him. We're going to get rid of him. Poor server. He's done the best he could, guys. Done the best he could. So now that he's down, we're going to kill him off. Delete. Get rid of all his disks. Get rid of everything somebody has done to him. This is about how easy it is for me to rebuild these in the environment now. We're going to take our Rocky template and we're going to do a new VM wizard. And we're going to go ahead and go from the Rocky template. And we're going to call him Rocky 16 because that's who he was. Installation media can be an empty drive because he's going to be already set up. Oh yeah, my names on my things are ridiculous. Yeah, he's the big new server, yeah. We'll assign him here, place him on there. Yep. And then he's got the minimum stuff for him. And when we get to storage, we'll leave the storage. And then on the networking, we're going to edit. And we're going to give him his same MAC address back. So he's going to pop back up as the exact same thing in the environment. Then we say next. And then we say finish. Mr. Couture, how do you get a job maintaining pods when they basically represent a huge design shortcoming like the over system? There shouldn't be pods to manage in the first place. So, Mr. Couture, what you're normally going to get work in, and at least this is what people pay a lot of money for people with like CKAs and CKADs, is you're maintaining the cluster, and then the workloads are coming in. And sometimes, if you're more CKAD side of things, you're going to be helping people to do the what am I thinking? The deployments and the CI/CD stuff, and then and you're not really maintaining the pods. You're doing the job of maintaining the cluster, and the pods just happen to be a part of that. So hopefully that. And then if you want to be in Kubernetes, you're probably going to be going the DevOps type role, and you're probably going to want to go spend a lot of time in Killer Coda and go get a lot of skills on Kubernetes. There's literally hundreds of hours on Killer Coda of stuff you can go work on to get those skills. And I always tell you guys, I was saying this earlier, like if you tell me, like, let's say one of you right now says, Scott, I really want to be a Linux administrator, and I go, okay, here's a place to go, here's all this stuff that we've set up, and here's all these free resources out there in the world. And then, a month later I go, how much of that have you done? And you go, well, none. I go, how much Linux do you do a day? None. Well, I mean, we could sit around and you can say that you want to be a Linux systems administrator. And I'm saying this generically, not to any one person. But your actions tell me you don't want to be a Linux systems administrator because you're not doing it, if that makes sense. It's the same thing of people that tell me they want to be a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're not going to be a world champion if you don't train every day. Probably most of those guys train multiple times a day. Most of those guys don't even have jobs. They literally just work in the gym. That's the path to get there if that's what you want to do. And there's guys whose that's their goal and that's what they end up doing. All right, so let's take this other environment real quick. Hold on. So this guy, I'm gonna take him away for a second to show you guys this other environment, right? And then I'm gonna turn him on in the screen that you can't see. So I've started him back up in the screen that I just took away from you guys. And over here I'm gonna do a tail-F on var log werewolf t.log. And what I should see is here in a second, we're gonna see the nodes that are pulling their overlays. That always happens. But what you should be seeing here is when Rocky 16 comes up, it's going to grab its Rocky 9 is grabbing some stuff. Rocky 16, look, is grabbing his stage file. Now, if we pull him back up real quick, so I'm going to turn him back on and pull this node back up. Now that I see that happening, I come over here and I go to Rocky 16 and we look at the console. And yeah, he's pulling the right kernel image because he was identified as Rocky 16 right there. So I don't know what RBC or Questrade are. Are they investment things? You got to remember too, a lot of you guys don't see ads based on me. You see ads based on you. So like, if you're in like the 18 to 25 or like 18 to 28 demographic, whatever they split those younger guys on, you're not seeing the same shit that I am. I'm seeing like minivan ads and stuff. Well, hold on, let me back up. I do turbo because I don't see any ads anywhere. But I'm saying like Questrade is trading platform off 40. Yeah, so yeah, you guys are seeing different ads based on you, not me. In fact, one of my buddies pointed that out. He's like, Scott, yeah, I see all this stuff on your YouTube for like Biden and this and this, and you guys know everybody's paying a lot for political ads. And I said, yeah, but that's not me, and that's not related to me. That's the system. That's whatever, you know.
No ads for me.
No ads for Enzo Bear. Thanks for that. I appreciate the Prime. You know, you guys can use your Prime anywhere, but you choose to use it here. We are watching the system. The system's going to sit at, these are all the overlays running right here. So these are the overlays. There's two types of overlays that happen in the system. There's a system overlay and a runtime overlay. System overlays come up as the system first boots, and then runtime overlays run, well, over time, every minute or however often you have your systems go back and query. And there's a file or a service running on all the nodes called www-client, which is werewolf client. Is it www-client? I think it's just www client. There's no dash in it. And that service constantly goes and checks in with the werewolf head node for what it needs to pull down. Mr. Couture, there shouldn't be Kubernetes in the first place. You shouldn't need it. There shouldn't be something command line all the time. The job should be displaced by someone else since it's an expense. Yeah, Mr. Couture, if you look at Kubernetes makes sense from the solution that containers solved broke certain things and caused us to need that. Hold on, I'm gonna let this go. Okay, we're at Rocky 16, so I'm gonna get rid of this again. Hold on, and then I'm gonna transition back to my other screen real quick. Flying Wookie, you could think of it kind of like that. Yeah, it's an agent. WW client is an agent that's checking in and then pulling down its overlay. Sure. What is it's just that nodes inside of a werewolf container or a werewolf environment are aware that they're within the environment, and then they can pull information that they need. Hold on. So let's go back over here. We were watching that you're seeing different nodes pull their runtimes. So I'm going to close that off, and then we're going to run our Ansible. And one of the reasons I'm doing this now is because tomorrow we're doing this in a admin group, so I want everybody to be up and clean as they can be. All of my environment is clean right now. Now, if I really wanted to make everything clean, I could just wipe all of these things. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I went back to, I didn't finish my thought. Docker solves this interesting problem where people used to say, well, it works on my machine, their code or whatever. Well, that's the thing, right? With Docker, you can do very rapid, like it's great for DevOps people and developers and stuff. They can just work on their own machine and build stuff, and then when they ship it, it's good. But here's the thing. You picked to use port 5000, and somebody else picked to use port 5000, somebody else used port 5000. So in your instructions, everybody's trying to use port 5000, so it makes it very difficult to productionalize everybody's local pods. Enter Kubernetes. I don't give a shit what you named your pod. I'm going to expose it this way. Your pod, or pod, I'm using Kubernetes terminology. I don't give a shit what you did with your container. It's going to be wrapped inside of a pod, and the pod is going to do that stuff. And the network is going to happen separate. Everybody wants to use port 5000? I don't give a shit. You could do that. You could have everybody and every time every person in your entire company across 5,000 engineers develop on port 5000 in their containers, and Kubernetes will slurp that stuff up and do whatever the hell it wants with it. And that's the point, right? Now, do you have to set that yourself when you build it? Well, absolutely, right? I mean, just like anything, it's just a bunch of tools. It's like a framework sitting there, and you have to set that. But the point is, it solves the problem that containers, which solve the problem of this. That's what happened. So, yeah, Kubernetes is the best thing for right now, for sure. Quartz One just coming in with the. All right. So yeah, hopefully this stuff's looking good for you guys. So our environment's looking good. I've got a lot of my labs done. I need to get more slides put together, but I need to also keep building my labs out. So let me grab a couple of more lab things real quick. So my Ansible daily health check monitor, I'm going to show them how that works. I've got an Ansible health check that I send to wherever it's going to go, and keep going. But I'm almost done with, as of today, I'm almost done with all of my day one labs, which is many, we're up to 16 pages now in my lab book. I think my lab book's gonna, conservatively, and I don't have output. If I had output, this would be 80, 90 pages. But since I don't have output, this is going to be much shorter. It is looking like my lab book is already over 16 pages, so that's pretty good. It's getting there. It's getting where it needs to be, so that's pretty good. What I could do, if we wanted, I can move this out of the way, and I could work a little bit on our training for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're doing week 6 of the Linux Systems Administration course, and I could start working on that next. But maybe I don't want to do that context switch right now. Maybe I want to just hang out for a little bit. In which case we could do. Hey Fisherman, did Brotato break for you today? Did it go like they took away the beta? I think they took the beta away because I went in to play it a little while ago and it was back to normal. So my beta wasn't playing anymore. I wasn't sure if. Well, I mean, I guess that means they're getting ready to release the DLC. Yeah. Somebody asked for some Mechabellum. We could do some Mechabellum if you guys wanted for a little bit. I would be okay with that if we wanted. I wonder if I can just duplicate this, and we'll just call this Mecha. Just make a Mechabellum one of these. And now on the Mechabellum source, I'm just going to fix. This is one of the cool things about a few Streamlabs is you can edit stuff. So I can like pull stuff off over here on, or I can just hide things, I guess. Just left and right. I just hide all this crap. We don't want to hide me. Leave me up. Leave the ticker up. Get rid of Twitch chat. Get rid of Putty. Get rid of that. Guess we can even get rid of the TTS in the background for this one. And then all I need to do is start up my Mechabellum. You guys want to hang out and do some October 25th? Alright, well that's a week away, so they're probably just editing any little things that are giving problems or whatever. So then I'll just go grab the source. I'll make a new source here for Mechabellum. Add source. New. You guys can't see any of this happening, I don't think, but I just go, wait, that's in front of me. I need my primary video in front of it. And then let's move the ticker in front of it too. Ah, there we go. Yeah, you guys don't need the bottom of the screen, do you? Tell me, how's that look? Can you guys still see the, obviously you can see the ticker. Can you guys still hear the music? I don't care if you can hear the game music. All right, let's warm up with a solo game of practice against the hardest bot we can find. So, if you guys have questions, let me know. If you guys want to see any of that other stuff, I can jump off of this and go to one of those other windows. Otherwise, yeah, let's go kill some robots. And let our own robots get killed too in the process. All right. I like the giant specialist, especially if they start with these two. This is probably my favorite start in the game right here. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to do something. Let's go look at what they have. They have steel balls and arc lights. Arc lights do really good area damage, but they're not great against my little dudes here, which are my tanks. And then I have my range guys. None of their guys can shoot up. So I'm going to unlock a giant that I can't buy this round, but I can buy the next round. So then I come over here, and I'm just going to save my money for this round. I might lose this round, but that's not that big of a deal. I'll only lose a little bit of hit points. But the steel balls, they burn your dudes, so they're pretty powerful. Let's see what we end up with. They also bought a bunch of little crawlers. So let's see how this kind of goes here. Guys, my thoughts on Linux going obsolete or Linux administration going obsolete is it's not going to happen, because we've been doing the same stuff for 40 plus years, and not all Linux. I'm saying Unix as well. It hasn't changed. We're doing the same exact stuff that we always did, and here we are still doing it. You know, so yeah, I think it'll be interesting. All right, let's see if we can kill at least one more or two more of these guys off. Yep, kill them. We're gonna lose this round, but that's fine. We don't care, because the next round we're gonna start boating them. And the thing when you hit somebody with boats is boated. It's always the thing. So we're gonna hit them with a boat. So we got more money, and we've got these different things. And one of the things we can buy is to do 70% more damage. Boats are already gonna do so much damage that they're going to overkill literally everything I hit. And when I say overkill, I mean, like, let's say it had, like, I'll show you here real quick. The boat's going to hit each of its shots, which are splash, is going to hit for 3,742. And this guy has 4,414. So, like, multiple missiles hitting for almost his full life, like 80% of his life. You're gonna watch everything that boat hits just melt. They don't have anything up there right now that can shoot at the sky. So if they don't have something come out this round, and this is just the bot that I'm fighting against, but I'm just telling you, I will automatically win this round. Yep, I win. There's nothing there that can shoot up. Even if my boat took all day, it would still wipe everybody on the map eventually. They bought a tech where these things do explosion into acid. Also, the boat does really slow firing, but it's also splash damaging everything. So it will eventually just murder everything. Like, these guys are going to kill my towers, and then they're just going to line up underneath the boat to die. So that's kind of a funny little thing. Normal end user stuff. All right, when the towers go off, you get like a static blast. It's an EMP, and now the guys can't shoot me, so they're just going to stand underneath me and basically feed my boat XP. There is one very annoying thing about this game. You only get XP when a unit dies, and if your units kill steal from each other, they're the only ones that are going to get anything. So we need something that is going to make sense with this map. So we could have a lot of fangs, which is just a lot of trash mobs on the ground, or we could have more phoenixes, which are the snipers of the sky. And then we're also going to grab another boat over here. And since we can't quite afford another boat because our money doesn't allow us, we're going to instead turn our boats into motherships. So now they're going to start generating. This is called Mechabellum. I'll give you the name real quick. Hold on. Mechabellum. I think it's like $10 or something. It's like nothing. Oh, guys, I didn't even assign my damage. So I can upgrade this guy, but I don't have the money. And I can upgrade that guy, but I don't have the money. So, well, they're not going to get leveled up. The bad thing is when they're leveled up, this is their experience, they don't get any more experience until you level them up. So we're still going to give him the extra damage, which is, again, way overkill. But by Brotato. Yeah, Brotato, Quartz 1, I don't know if you heard, but Brotato just went off of their beta. So now we're back to playing regular Brotato for a few days. All right, so we'll let this mecha run. Again, they still don't... These guys can shoot up, but they're garbage. These guys literally do nothing. So they'll work on my wasps that I'm generating, but they won't do anything to my motherships. In fact, that guy's dead right now. So there's one other guy that can shoot up, and it's this little guy right here. So once I take this guy out right here, then there's no game for these guys anymore. We're going to turn on him. He's dead. Boom. And he killed him so fast because obviously he's doing massive amounts of damage now. So he's doing 6k damage as he is. Let's see what happens when we upgrade him here. So amp core's pretty good. We're probably just going to take the laser sights so that this guy shoots really far now. And then we're going to go ahead and upgrade this guy, and we're going to buy one more boat. So the goal of boating, people, is just to have a whole bunch of boats. Now, you want your guys spread out on the map because the bot can take different things that can hit you on the ground and do all kinds of funky things. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these guys. And then what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to get this. I'm going to buy a little missile right here, and I'm just going to mess up the first two of these guys. So you'll see that here in a second. Just dead. And part of the reason I did that was because now they're replicating, so when they kill my guys, they're going to make more guys. They still only have 2 guys that can shoot up. So if they don't kill the boats before these 2 guys are dead, then I win every time. Alright, we won't play too much Mechabellum, but they linked their steel balls, which is like the worst thing you can do against boats, because now I get to kill them all in one shot. Alright, that's the round right there. Because they can't, nothing can shoot up anymore. Alright. And then now we just one more cleanup round. Round 5 is pretty quick for the bot to die on. Alright, we're going to take more laser sights. It's terrible. And then we're going to take 2 more boats. That's what we call getting boated right here. Yeah, we'll go like that. Just more boats. And then more boats makes more wasps, makes more... We're basically just beating up on a bot. Oh, they got two groups of those guys that can shoot up. By the way, those shields will die the first volley of shots from my boats because, again, boats hit really, really hard. They didn't hit them very straight on or they would have killed those. So. Right. So they're still killing my towers, but, again, towers don't matter for anything except that electromagnetic pulse. Alright, that volley is going to kill their shields and kill one of them, and then this volley will kill the other one. So now they got nothing else that can shoot up, so that's that round. Too easy. Because it's a bot, but we'll play against a person. We'll go get me beat up by a person for a second. Alright, so we win. And then the, iRobot, gets mad for another day. Alright, so we can go to multiplayer, we'll select start, and then we'll take just a 1v1. We'll go find a 1v1 to play against somebody. I am not very good online. I don't play this enough against people. I mostly only play it against bots, because then I can just go quick and be done with whatever I'm doing. You'll notice sometimes that, like, with people, they'll take the whole time, and you're just sitting there like, oh, fuck. Like, let's get the game going, buddy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. People tend to have better, so there's different tech you can put on your stuff too, so people tend to play with the meta. So like that boating thing won't work because they'll pull out Mustangs, and Mustangs just shred boats in the right context. So there's ways to win or lose. Plus you got to play the cards that you're given at the beginning. You don't know if you're going to be given anything good. So I'll take this because I like the snipers and the tanks. And they took, all right, I should be able to hopefully deal with that. We're going to move back a little bit from where I normally go. And then I'm going to go back here. And then I have enough money to buy one more tank right here in the middle. Pretty conservative gameplay for me. Let's see how they go. All right. With my snipers, I should win that one. But we'll see. This is why we play. I can guess that I'd win it, but we'll see. I should win this. I'm putting more damage on single targets with my snipers, so we'll see. Yeah, I got this one. But we'll see how it shapes up, because by the way, the bots don't really flank you, but people can flank you. After round two, they can start putting stuff in my flanks on the side to really mess with me. But I got the first round, that's fine. But they might have been saving money. I don't know. Like, you can't see how they're playing, right? You just get it when you start getting hit on the sides by things. So, I'll take the Wraith because I like Wraiths. And then I'm gonna put him over here on the left. They have nothing that shoots up, by the way. So if he doesn't pick something that shoots up, I win the round. And then the other thing I want to do is I always give these guys field maintenance so they heal and they get more hit points. And then I'm going to buy me another sniper. And I hope that they don't flank me. So I got to watch in the flanks. You don't see until they do it. So now there's 65 more seconds, but this person can take the whole time if they want. Nope, they took a Wraith as well. All right, so that's good. Let's see what their tech is on a Wraith. They have totally different, well, they have almost the same tech as me, but they have a floating artillery, which instead of 4 cannons will give them more. I have a different tech of healing. My guys can heal, so you see mine can heal instead. Other than that, they're pretty similar. Wraiths are hardcore, man. They're pretty powerful unit. So I should win this one. Yep, I won this one. So there's no benefit to winning a round except taking away their life. Like, you don't get more, anything, more money or anything like that. There's no. All right, I'm gonna take. This one's interesting. I'm gonna take laser sights for this guy. Then I'm gonna promote all my tanks, and I'm gonna promote all these guys so everybody hits harder. And then I'm gonna save my extra $50. And that's all I'm doing. He took the laser sight on his guy as well, so that's pretty funny. So, again, once you hit complete, you can see what they're doing. He's got guys that can shoot up now, those Mustangs back there. They can shoot at my flying guy. So that's a hassle. They can hit my Wraith. In fact, they are messing him up pretty good. So that's annoying. I need to... Did he put air on him? No, he's got air specialty, though, so that's a problem. Alright, but we took out his guy. We should win this round still, so that's good. Okay. So I have two ways I can deal with those guys. I can either be... Ooh, extended range sledgehammer. We're going to take it. So it makes my sledgehammers a little weaker, but they get an automatic range up so they can shoot further. And I think this guy, while he was wonderful, we're going to go ahead and field recovery and sell him. And we're going to get 300 for him, and we'll get our little thing back. And then we're going to go all in on our tanks here. Yeah, we'll put this guy here. We don't care. And we're going to take... in the back here, my dude's gonna have further range and all that, and then we're also gonna give our marksman range up too, and that's fine. Then we're gonna take more attack and more defense too, and I don't think he could have done anything else too crazy, so I could shield if I wanted to, but I'm not going to shield anything. So we're going to let this one play. Actually, we'll do this here real quick. We'll take mass recruitment so we can get one more unit, and we'll take another sniper in the middle. So we just got more snipers doing long range. So everything I have is super long range now. And I'm going to make the tanks even more long range here in a second. But all my guys are shooting really far away. So that's going to be big. We want as long range as we can. So we can hit, again, his... What's he got going on over here? Yeah, take his wraiths out. So the next thing we're going to do for these snipers, we're going to give them double shot. So they'll do double the single target damage is what they're doing now. Now they shoot, I think, like 12 or 16% slower, which is bad, but you're doing twice as much damage single target. So you're trading away. Like if he had a whole bunch of like a bunch of chaff guys, that would not be good. But since he doesn't have a lot of chaff, we're going to do that. Also, we're going to buy a couple of these Phoenix. We're going to put them back here so they can come up from the corners just in case this guy decides to do anything weird in the corners. And then we're going to upgrade all these guys. We're going to give them double shot, and then we're going to take more of them. So again, we try to spread our guys out so he can't hit them with any kind of real weird stuff. Let me see here. Put that in the middle here. All right, good. Field recovery, I could sell something if I wanted to, but instead I'm just going to promote this tank that's got really long range. He's 145 meters right now compared to 125, and I can still give the tanks more range. And I can make the tanks enraged, which is even worse for him. So let's see what happens here. I haven't taken damage yet, but when it happens, it'll probably be a lot of damage. He took a massive amount of scorpions over the middle, so that's gonna be a lot of damage. But if I can take out his wraiths, nothing. Oh no, he does have guys that can shoot up. Never mind. I was gonna say that all I had to do was take out his wraiths, but that's not true. But now we're hitting his wraiths, so that's good. Take them out and take out the scorpions. That's way closer battle than we wanted. But we'll see. We might still lose this one. It's real close. We'll probably edge this one out just a little. Yep. We just barely won this one. So, all right. See if we can finish this up here real quick. All right. So I don't really need any of this, but we'll take intensive training, and what we're going to do is we're going to level all of our tanks up, and we're going to start selling off these guys because this guy died immediately last round. He literally didn't do anything, so we're just going to sell them off, and then we're just going to use them as like a money thing. And we'll take 2 more tanks, and we'll put them over on the sides, and then our tanks are going to get super massive range, so they're going to be really far ranged. And then I'm going to upgrade all these guys, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to upgrade my tank right here to a level 4 tank now, so that tank's hitting even harder. The Shy Hat, hey, how's it going? Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I see you did a raid. We are messing around, and then we're going to get back to super serious stuff here in a minute. But, well, it won't be super serious, but we'll get back to serious stuff in a bit. We are playing a game of Mechabellum, and I'm almost, let's see. Oh, I forgot I wasn't playing against a bot. I'm playing against a person, so I got to go a little faster than that. It's kind of rude, I think, to take too long there. But I generated these guys out on the side, so now we got super long range. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll mech rage them, so everything in the game's going to... My guys are just going to shoot like your tanks shoot super fast when you mech rage, so it just clears the screen a lot more. He probably took... Oh, he took double shot, so now he's doing way more damage over the middle, so that's good. Good for him. Yeah, he's clean. He's cleaning me up for now, so that's good. He'll win this round for sure, and then we'll see where we go from there. All right. He got me. We knew that was gonna happen, or I knew that was eventually gonna happen, but I wanted to hope. All right. Let's go with. We're going to do an ion blast right across the front of all these dudes right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to promote some of our dudes here. And we're going to get some more tanks. And we're going to sell this guy off because, again, they're not really doing much of anything. And we are going to mech rage the crap out of our tanks right here. Boom. And then, because I suspect he's going to do some kind of silliness to me, I'm going to put a couple of shields up. The shields will block at least one instance of damage no matter what. But, you know, really it's just to buy you a little bit of time for that first volley, that first little salvo. All right, let's see if all his guys stop to fire. Perfect. And we'll just hopefully... Oh my gosh, are we missing all of them? That's terrible. That's not what we wanted. If I had noticed that they had moved up that much, I would have definitely... that's not great. I missed this whole thing with my volley there. That's alright. We still should have this one. I think we got this one. Yep. There we go. Alright, so I gotta pay more attention to how much they move up like that. Alright, we're gonna move. We're gonna take all these fangs right here. We're gonna move the fangs out in front like the little fang gang that they are. Just like this. All the fangs are out there for is to give us extra time for our tanks to just F these guys up. And to that end, the fangs are going to have one thing. They're going to have a shield on them. So even when those guys hit really hard, and even when they splash around, they're not going to kill them off. And then we're going to take this guy. Well, we'll take one of the tanks on the outside. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Close. Take this. We're just going to upgrade one of these tanks on the outside over here too. All right. Boom. Yep, he did the same thing. He put shit. I like this guy. He thinks like I do, and he never flanked. I didn't flank either, but he did the same basic thing I did. Was just throw more trash out in front so my big damage dealers can do better in the back. That's what he did. So we did the same thing as him. Because all I wanted was my guys to start shooting first. So, clean them up and then go on to my next targets. So. Oh, he did flank me. Oh, what a... I said nice things about him. And he didn't deserve it because... Oh, he got my tower. That's not good. It's never good when they get your tower, guys. Not against humans. Alright. Let's see, we're cleaning that up. We're speeding it up. Alright. Can we take him out? If I lose, I want to lose small, like lose close so you don't so it's not so close. Yep. Take that thing out. One. So my guys are all doing like less than half damage, so that's always a problem. Alright. Take that out. I can't kill that now, so it doesn't really matter what else happens. So, all right, that's closer. Man, I said nice things, and that guy still flanked me. All right. So we will take. He's probably going to take nuke if he's smart. We're going to take advanced shield device, and then we're going to take even more tanks. And tanks over here. Then we're going to get even more tanks. These tanks are surprisingly actually pretty powerful when you level them up enough. And then we're going to upgrade all of these guys, and we're going to take more damage. And then we're going to borrow money, which you normally don't want to borrow money, but because I don't want to lose bad this round, I'm going to borrow money and put shields up, just in case. Alright. Should be enough. Should hold, guys. It should hold. But if it doesn't, well... Oh, he's putting more of those guys up. Oh, no. That's alright. And he's shielding. But shields Shields are really just to stop battlefield effects at this point because our guys do so much damage that it doesn't really matter. Oh, he's gonna do a little humble rocket just to damage my guys a little bit. My next thing, I'm gonna take my snipers and I'm gonna give them electromagnetic. So what that does is it takes away any of the tech on his guys. It's pretty messed up thing to do, but it's pretty powerful too. So we'll see how that goes. This should be enough to stop that, and it was. And now our tanks just keep coming in from the sides and should move in. The main goal is to keep your snipers safe, at least for this, because they're my main damage. They're my primary distance damage. So as long as my snipers are still firing, I wouldn't say I'm winning, but I'm doing better than yep. That should be my game. So that's game for me. Game blouses. Who knows what that's from? Game blouses. And he looked at me real weird. And I said, I don't know what he's so mad about. He and I both know he didn't buy that in the men's section. Anybody know who said that? All right, I'm getting out of there. So let me go back to my thing. That was Charlie Murphy, of course, in case you guys didn't know. Let's go back over here. We're watching the gameplay. We are writing our own checks and services and different stuff within our environment here. You guys know I'm still doing my training building over here. And so if you guys have any questions or anything security related or system or any of those kind of things, you let me know. And I will try to answer them. But yeah. Next thing I'm going to do is check out our alerting in the cluster. So what does our alerting look like? So when they want to change alerting, they're going to CD to data Prometheus, and they can look at the different rules that are there. But before they get there, so some of you guys have seen Prometheus alerting, and you do it right out of your Prometheus file. So if you were to, in my other system here, if we were to go jump over to Prometheus, we'll jump over to Prometheus, we'll CD to etc Prometheus, and in here, you guys should be able to see this. If we do more on Prometheus.yaml, we'll see that in my home lab, my alert manager is configured here, right? This is my static configs and targets for my system. And then my target is alert manager, whatever node is defined as alert manager. But I would actually want to change that to whatever is my local system. So in this one, so I'm going to tell them in the lab something that you guys see in my home lab, but in this customer one, in this one that I'm doing as part of my lab, we're going to CD to that directory. So CD to data Prometheus etc, right? In this case, that's where they need to go. And then I'm going to grab that, drop it over here, and then I'm going to have them check the alerting rules in Prometheus. And they're the same ones that you guys see right there that I had highlighted earlier. So let's just say more more Prometheus.yaml. If I can just format paint the, well, that's fine. Just format paint the same thing. So more of their Prometheus YAML. And then say what is the target for your alert manager? That's an important thing to know. I'll have them grab that info for me. Quartz, I don't know if you're still around. I wonder if Brotato is actually, I don't think anybody has to pay anything for the DLC, but maybe they do. I don't mind flipping them another nickel. I would, I mean, I don't want to admit this, but I'd probably pay like $20 for it. I mean, it's, you know, I like fast games that I can just play real quick, like with Mechabellum. I just played around online against somebody, and then I got out of there. I didn't have to, like, sit all day. Like, guys, when I was addicted to World of Warcraft, I was literally playing that game 21 hours a day. And you go, how are you doing that? You have to do other, you don't have to do a whole lot of other things if you sit around and just fanatically play a game. But I only did that in my early 30s. I couldn't imagine, or my early 20s rather. I couldn't imagine doing that later on in life. That would kill you. So in this directory, look at the alerts. So I'm gonna have them, whoops, don't do that. What? Oh. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say anymore. I'm lost. You guys let me know if you need anything. I'm just hanging out. If you guys have questions and want to know about specific things in the home lab, I am doing this and working a lot on this stuff, but I have yet to go back and do all of the Unit 6 stuff. So I'll be doing Unit 6 stuff probably tomorrow morning. Description of the alerts in Slurm. Can you look at the description of the alerts in Slurm? For Slurm. Can you All right. See any questions from anybody? So just let me know if you guys have anything you want to talk about or work on. I'll also probably get up here and walk around in a little bit, since I'm trying to do that every hour or so. Kind of walk around and stretch my legs out a little bit. All right. So check out alerting. They've done that. They've looked at that. see, what port is that on? It's 9093, right? Oh, -I. Heh. Oh, that's interesting. That's real interesting. I can't see the process with LSOF. That's weird. It's listening on that port, but I don't see it when I do an LSOF port. That's fine. I'll just show them those two things. Fire Giant cigarettes. I'm not sure what that is, but verify that the alert manager is running on your system. That will look more like system CTL status alert manager. All right. Gonna set these values to look like what I want them to. So, do some format painter. Insert horizontal line. All right. David, I'm actually typing off screen. This is just like a co-working session, so I'm not really showing you guys kind of what's going on. I am training, or I'm building training out for a customer, so I can't show you guys what I'm doing. But I am showing you guys kind of in my own terminal here and there where some of that is. I don't have an alert manager, so it looks like... Oh, yeah, I don't have Alert Manager running on this, so I'd have to go get Alert Manager on my home lab if I wanted to show this to you guys like I'm doing, but DC, go to Alert Manager directory, so I'm having them go to the directory that they'll go to. Oops. Format that. Drop it over here. So yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out on a little bit of a co-working session where I'm doing stuff over here and then kind of showing stuff. If you guys have questions or want to see anything, let me know from the home lab or kind of what you know of my environment. And if you don't have any questions about that, if you kind of want to know about the Professional Linux Users Group, I'll tell you about them. Really, I'll talk about anything you guys want. I'm just kind of jamming out and working on stuff. I was just playing with Mechabellum a little while ago, and then I probably get up and walk around here in a minute or so, but a couple minutes here, but I want to get this last little bit of these things done. check the alert manager config for alerting Alright. Check alert manager config for alerting configurations. Okay. Alright, yeah, sorry guys, I'm just looking at some stuff and figuring out what I want to show. Alright. Alright. For more information, go check out Alert Manager. That's what I'm going to tell them. I am using horizontal end time. All right. All right. So getting that going. Hey, we're in Act 2. This thing's been running for like 12 hours to get to Act 2. That's pretty good. Up to level 18, so that's good. We're gonna let that thing just keep running. No reason not to. Kubernetes systems checked out. I think that I can call the cluster logging pretty well checked out. SA log's going to need some work. And then that one's going to need some work. Alright, I'm getting pretty close to getting to day 2 finally. So, I'm going to say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 done now. So 9 of these are done. And that leaves me with 18. Send this. Actually, I need to fix that. Damn it. Pretty annoying. Nope, didn't want to do that either. Hey, Joe Carrasco, how's it going? I'm not doing too much right now. I'm just kind of messing around on a little bit of co-working. So if you have any questions or want to know about kind of what we do around here and what the Professional Linux Users Group is, let me know. I will try to tell you what I know about it as the guy who kind of runs it. and I'm gonna kind of update where I'm at on this other project. So all right. So, got that stuff out of the way. Got that stuff out of the way. What should we... I'll probably keep working on this a little bit, so I probably won't be quite done with all that stuff yet. But maybe we find somebody to raid. Maybe find somebody doing something interesting on the web here, and we raid over to them. And maybe that'll just be all I do with you guys for the night. Although this has been keeping me kind of focused, so I'll probably do some of this live streaming stuff tomorrow. But let me tell you guys this: we have a professional Linux users group meeting tomorrow. That is going to be over Unit 6 of our Linux Systems Administration course. That's a 16-week course that is completely free. That is down in the Discord for people that want to do it. We have 202 people say they're coming to it, but we've seen that it was 90 the first week, and then people started seeing the workload, and it's been like under 50 each of the last 4 weeks. And I think last week might have only been about 40 people. Yeah, under 50 people, but then it was about 40 people. So, I mean, look, it's not, guys, some of this stuff I'm not selling easy. It's free, right? I'm going to train you guys for free and show you guys how to do this stuff, but you got to work at it. Like, there's some skills that you got to build up, and you guys got to kind of want to get better at this stuff. But I do think everybody's capable of doing it if they want to. I just think some people look at this and they go, ooh, what is that? And they don't want nothing to do with it. So, all right. Well, then let's go find somebody to raid. Maybe somebody's doing something interesting out on the web here, and go to my little end of session thing, and let me pull up my. Man, you know what's funny is I never even pulled up my Twitch the whole time. I never even had my dashboard open for Twitch. That's kind of funny. Let's see, who can we raid? Who's out there doing interesting stuff? Oh, man. Oh, we'll go raid Harold. Harold's always doing, like, high-tech stuff. And when I say high-tech, like, he's working with bots, and he's doing AI stuff, and he's doing fun stuff. He's down in the circuit level, and he was a Microsoft MVP, which is not really a plus on our Linux side of things, but it means that he at least knows his craft well. And he does a lot of Linux, and he does a lot of cool stuff, so we'll raid over to him. If you guys have a good little raid message, we normally do our Linux, do all the things, or Rage, do all the Linux, you know. So I appreciate you guys coming by, and I will see some of you tomorrow in the class. Others I will see whenever I'm back online. Take care.